Hi guys, and welcome back to Blues Focus TV. Today I'm going to be talking about the upcoming fixture. It's away on Tuesday night against Coventry. They're obviously one of our two local rivals in the league. We've already played West Brom. This one's against Coventry and it should be a good game. So let's start off with our opponents. And Coventry, they're sitting in 5th. Which I would never have been able to call at the start of the season. I don't think anyone really would have went for that. But they're overperforming drastically, and fair play to them. They're playing some good football, and especially at home, they're getting a lot of points. Now they're on 31 points from their first 19 games, and a lot of that is at home. 22 points from 9 home games, which is the joint most points collected at home in the league with Fulham, who obviously have better goal difference, which technically puts Coventry second on home form. But it's the points that matter, and they're very good at home. They've only lost 1, so it's going to be a very tough task for us to do too much against them. However, they have been quite inconsistent. Over the last 6 games, they've won 2, drew 2, lost 2. And the last game was a 0-0 draw with Sheffield United. And I know I'd take a 0-0 draw against Coventry, to be fair, because our squad's very thin. Now, we've got to manage to stop Victor Gyökeres, who is a very good striker, and they seem to have a lot of good attacking players, which is a bit of a worry for us, considering so many of our defenders are injured. But that's it for Coventry. Let's move on to the Blues. And we're currently sitting in 15th position. We've lost 2 in a row, 2-1 against Reading, and then 2-0 against Hull, after winning 3 in a row before that. Now the Hull game was very bad reffing. I'm not going to put it down to that, because I think even if the refs had have made the correct decision on the first goal, we probably still would have lost. We didn't play well. We lost 3-0 to Peterborough early in the season. That's the other newly promoted team that we've played. We've got Blackpool to come soon. But we've lost our 2 newly promoted games, which is a worry. We always struggle to put away the lower teams in the division, and Blackpool are the best of the 3. The Hull game, 2-0, and as I said, the first goal, very dodgy. Their player clearly runs it out of play to the byline, goes out, plays it across, our players stop, and they tap it in. The ref apparently apologised to Lee Bowyer after the game and said, "I got that wrong, I'm sorry," which it just shows we're not getting the rub of the green at the moment. And it's a bit disappointing, because from then, Gary Gardner goes and flicks his head and it ends up with a red card. He's very experienced. He should know not to do that to another player. I just don't know what he was thinking. As I said, he's so experienced. You'd think he could keep his cool. We're 1-0 down. He knows if he does something like that, he's off. And then we're 1-0 down with 1 less player. But he goes and does it. It messed us up. It really stopped us from having a chance of getting back into the game. And we ended up paying the price. They score in the second half. 2-0. Game over from there. No coming back. And it was a poor showing throughout the whole game, to be honest. Now, the main point for this game for me is our injuries. It was the same against Hull. A lot of players injured, mainly defenders, and we couldn't defend. And now we're coming up against some very good attacking players in Coventry's side. And we've got, as far as I'm aware, 6 senior players missing that aren't going to be fit for this one. Now, Jordan Graham could be a possibility. I think he's going to miss it, to be honest. I'd love to see him there, but I think Marcel Oakley is going to end up starting at right back, because there's no way he's going to play McGree at right wing back again. I'm not sure what he was thinking. And then he went to a back 4 once Gardner got sent off and after half time. and McGree was playing as a right back in a back four with Bella as a left back in a back four. I'm not surprised we conceded in that second half. They're both attacking players. But nevertheless, carrying on with injuries. So Jordan Graham, I don't think he'll be fit. We're missing George Friend, who was great for us before he got injured. And he was just all over the pitch, intercepting everything, blocks. He was flinging himself about and it was great to watch. Pedersen and Collan are both missing. Our main right back and left back. And then going further forward, Sanchez has apparently picked up another injury this month. So he's going to be out for even longer, which is a big miss. And then obviously, Chong. He's gone back to Man United for some recovery because he's got an injury that's going to keep him out till after the new year. Very big loss. And our squad was already thin at the start of the season, to be honest. We had, 3 centre mids that were senior. Gardner, Sunjic and Woods. Gardner's suspended for this one, so that leaves 2. And we were very thin at the start, and now 6 injuries and a suspension. We're a lot thinner. Sanderson, he was back in the last game against Hull, which was great. Hopefully he's still fine to play this one because we really need him. Harley Dean went off at half-time for Jordan James, a youth player. And there were 2 other centre-backs on the pitch when Harley Dean got taken off, which sort of shows Bowyer and Dean's relationship has went very badly. And I don't really feel bad for Dean. I sort of do, but he hasn't put in the performances. So we've got better centre-backs and he needs to be stripped of captaincy. Give it to Troy Deeney because he's a lot more of a leader. Let's move on to the head-to-head. So, the last 4 games between us and Coventry have ended in draws. 2 of them were in the FA Cup, 2 of them last season. Now, the 2 that have been away have been 0-0 draws, which might give you an idea of what my predictions are going to be. I think we'll be very, very good if we can manage to get a point out of this because Coventry at home are good. We've got a thin squad. Realistically, they should win. They will be favourites for this. The most optimistic thing I can come out with for Blues is a 0-0 draw. Obviously, now that I've said that, we'll probably end up winning and proving me wrong, as usual. But for this, that's my prediction, a 0-0 draw. So those are my thoughts, but I want to know, what are yours? Who's going to win the game, if anybody does? What's the score going to be? And who's going to get the goals? Let me know down in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Blues related content. And if you like what you've seen here, why not go over to my channel and see what's over there. I cover Championship and Premier League content, so if you like what you've seen here, go over there, and I'd really appreciate you subscribing. I've been James from Blues Focus TV, and hopefully, Blues can prove me wrong and come away with all 3 points. But I know I'd definitely take a point from this one, and hopefully, we can get something. Up the Blues.